Hey crafters! Today I'm going to continue doing the drill with me for my custom canvas of my pup. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. As you can see in the first drill with me, I did this green section here and I started a little bit on his fur. Today I'm going to continue the work that I did down here on his fur, and I'm going to focus on this number 2 color. So let me position the camera to the area where I plan on working, right here. Maybe even zoom in a bit, give you a really good chance to see the symbols, the letters, the numbers are very legible on this canvas. So that has made working easy. Number 2 ends up being on this 3042. And when I dumped it into my tray, it was a little surprising to see that it is a purplish pink light baby color. And this is going to be the dog's fur. So we will go ahead and get started and see how it looks all together, blending in. Here we go. And first purple pink drill is in. Yeah, it's as this painting keeps coming together, I've been very surprised with the company. I'll do a full review of the company and the custom when I'm complete. But I've been working on it for probably more than almost a week. I'll say almost a week. I did the first drill with me of Axel over here on this side, and then I started on the other side doing some drilling every now and then when I had a free second. The other side is the picture of myself, because the whole canvas is me and Axel. I'm kissing him on his little dog chub cheek. So I've been doing the part of the image with myself just whenever I had a chance, and you guys don't want to see me work on a picture of myself, of my own face. It's Axel. Axel's the best part. That's what we want to see. So my drill with me's are going to be while I work on Axel. But on my side of the face, it has been an interesting journey. To politely say it, I actually have kind of like brown hair with some blonde highlights. And in this canvas, my hair is blue and purple. So I was a little taken back when I saw that some of Axel's fur is this purple-ish shade, or this pinkish purple. But after thinking like, oh, well, so is my hair on the other side. And this isn't coming across in the best light. That is more of a purple hue, where here it looks a little bit more pinkish on the camera. But it's a fun canvas to work on because I get to see Axel. And, oh, he has popped up. He is joining me while I work. I'm just gonna go ahead and take this off the stand. Pardon the noise because Axel. There he is. Hey, bud. Axel. He's probably like, Mom, I came over here to sleep. Why are you waking me up? So Axel's joining me today while I work on my picture of Axel. Put it back on the stand. There we go. And I've been trying to think of some really good Axel stories to tell while I'm drilling. And I mean, there's too many to choose from. So one thing that I thought was interesting. I told you that we adopted Axel, and we adopted him from a PetSmart. We actually adopted him in June. And then at the time when we got him, we had already known that my husband was going to do a year in Iraq. And he was going to be leaving early July. So we adopted Axel, and we had a whole month where it was me, my husband, Axel in our house, you know, playing house, being a family, enjoying our time together. But then, you know, it was time. My husband, he had to leave for work. And it was difficult. The time apart is always difficult, but Axel made it so much easier. I mean, I wasn't alone in the house. I had my little pup. I had a reason to go out. We would go on long walks. You know, I'd take him on the weekends to PetSmart, get dog treats, go to just walk around. Like I said, it wasn't lonely because I had my little guy. And my husband and I would talk every night, and we would like Skype with each other. He would see Axel on the camera, and I don't remember the intervals of his trips back home that he got, but you know, he got some R&R breaks. And for the first one where he came back to our house, he realized that Axel the dog had basically taken over. So my husband's side of the bed had become Axel's side of the bed. And Axel would sleep at night cuddled up on the pillow next to me, on my husband's pillow, which was sweet because that was his little spot. And I'm sure for the first, I don't know, maybe the first week or two that my husband was gone, it kind of still smelled like him or smelled like his shampoo. But my husband comes back, and that first night, or I don't even remember if he was just jet lagged or tired, but he goes to lay down on the bed, and Axel's right there on the pillow. And my husband is kind of like, hey bud, okay, out of the way, pup. And Axel does not budge. He's like, what are you talking about? This is my pillow. This is my side of the bed. And eventually, I think I just picked him up. And I told my husband, like, okay, go ahead and lay down. But the whole time that my husband was back, Axel was always trying to lounge on his side of the bed, lounge on his pillow. And we thought it was kind of cute how Axel was like, this is my territory. I am here every day. You were only here on vacation, Dad. But for the first full year that we had Axel, it was just kind of like me and Axel. And my husband would, when he came home, he'd get to see him. And I think that really helps. That really helped. Well, it's not like it helped me with the distance. It helped me with the fact that he had to be gone for work for a year. And that's when Axel and I just became a bonded pair. And pretty much from then on, if I was going somewhere and I could, I would bring Axel. If we went on vacation, we would find dog-friendly places. And Axel's he's an international traveler, because one time we lived in Virginia and we decided to drive up to Canada and take a vacation. So we got all the little paperwork that we needed, and Axel came with us. We crossed the border, and he became a little international pup. I told you in the last drill with me, Axel's reaction to snow, and we went to Canada at a time that it was December. It was snowy, so Axel started giving us these looks of like, what do you mean? What do you mean? We're going for a walk in this? No, we'll wait. That's when we realized that he was not a snow dog. But we've traveled, when we travel back and forth to the United States a couple times, for our longer trips back to the States, Axel comes with us. And he has a dog crate, and he's small enough that he can be under the seat of the airplane. Axel's done it enough times that, you know, he's not crying when the plane takes off. He's just kind of used to it. I mean, as you can see right now, he just cuddles up and falls asleep. It's the same when he travels and when he's on a plane, if he's in a car, he's pretty much sleeping. He's picked up that pug quality. He enjoys resting. But yeah, so he's been to, obviously, the United States. He's been to Canada. He's been in the airport in France. You know, we had a long layover, like, I would say like 4 or 6 hours. And he got to walk around a bit in the airport, Charles de Gaulle. And then he He's been to Germany. I think he's been to Germany. Yeah, I want to say yes. Yes, he's been to Germany. Oh yeah. What am I thinking? Of course. That's where we've been doing most of our layovers from. So after my longest trip back to the States, he spent a few hours in Germany. And if you're a pet lover or you're a dog lover and you've debated taking your pet on a long international flight, Germany is very committed and very serious when about the comfort of your pet. They have a whole pet terminal. So if you ship your pet and your pet goes as cargo, the pets go into this terminal during their layover, and they have a great dedicated team of veterinarians, technicians. They will walk your pup, or they'll take your cat out, what animal you're traveling with. They will just check on the pup or the pet, make sure they're doing okay. They will play. They have people that will play with your little fur baby. And I think that's really good, because if we reach the point where one of these trips back and forth, Axel, he's gotten a little bit bigger because I feed him too many treats, and he knows how to give me those sweet little puppy dog eyes to get an extra one. If we decide to put him under the plane instead of under the seat in the smaller box, then I would just want to go through Frankfurt, because just the treatment they give animals is really great. And when you know that your pet is going to be taken care of, it makes the anxiety of flying that much easier. But he is our international pup. I don't even remember what video it was. Might have been in like my 2019 progress video, but I stopped speaking real quick and I'm like, oh, I hear something outside, and it was a pack of dogs, and they were bark, 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 bark. So we do have some packs that roam around. In our area, there's so many people walking around. The dogs here on the streets, they're friendly. They actually, if they see you walking down one side of the street, they'll try and walk on the other side and walk around you. They don't want to be bothered. Some other areas, though, we've been, and there's not that many people walking around, and the dogs are a bit aggressive. But here, no worries. And in fact, most of the dogs you see on the street in our current neighborhood, since it's a large neighborhood, they're kind of, they do have a home, they have an owner, they're just walking around for a bit and they make their way back home. Anyways, we have dogs. We also have quite a few cats. We have, these two neighborhood cats that are on the streets, and I feel like every season they have a couple little kittens. But one of them actually had kittens on our street, almost right out front of our neighbor's house. So that little group of kittens have grown into cats, and these cats can jump high. I mean, we have a wall in between our house and the neighbor's house, and they'll jump up on that wall. They'll jump in our yard. So there's, it's been quite a few times that I open the door in the morning to let Axel out, and I see, okay, well, one of the cats just kind of came through. And when Axel sees a cat, he loses it. He just barks his head off. He turns into that little Chihuahua side that I don't see very much anymore, and it is loud, and I just have to tell him to calm down, and he runs out in the yard and chases the cat. We have a large olive tree in our front yard, chases the cat up the tree, and then just barks, and then the cat just jumps from the tree to the fence and goes back. So it was about maybe a week ago. I have our front door open, and wait, let me double check. I don't think, from this angle, I don't see many twos, so I'm gonna wrap this up and switch to a different color really quick. I don't want to interrupt my story while I do this. So there's some other twos kind of mixed in over here, but I want to try and focus on getting this section done. So I'm gonna put this up, story paused. I'm gonna put this up and get my other color and then check back. So that was 3042, pinkish purple. I see quite a few of the letter T. Actually, not that many. Not that many here. I'll do T because I haven't worked with this one yet on this canvas. T is 3861. Let me see what this one is. Yeah, like a brown, a lighter brown mocha color. Let me show you. This is going to be T on my canvas, so I'm going to get to work. Okay. There we go. Good. That actually, this mocha color and the purple don't seem too odd next to each other. You can kind of see how they would blend as you see the white, the cream, this, but we'll see what it looks like when it's all done. Okay. So maybe about a week ago, I don't remember the exact date, I had our front door open. It's in the evening, and I had the door open because I was taking some blankets and like a rug on the floor. I was taking it out into the front yard and I was shaking it out. It was blankets. I took the first blanket out, shook it out right up front, and just a foot beyond our front door. And I left the door open because I knew I was going to bring another blanket out. And I had my back turned maybe 6 seconds. I come in the house, I drop one blanket off, I grab the next one that's already there, and I turn around, and I'm in the living room. I turn around to make my way out to the front door, and right there in our entrance, past the front door, like fully in our house, is one of the street cats in our house. Just walking on in, not scared, not hesitant, making him or herself at home. And I was like, cat! It was my first reaction. I was a little startled because the street cats, they're not aggressive, but they just do what they want to do. They'll just walk in your yard. And they'll come up to our door and kind of like rub on our door. But this is the first time I had a street cat come in. So I'm like, oh my gosh, cat. And I'm like, Axel. And he was sitting on the couch. And I'm calling his name, but he was in his I am sleepy, do not bother me phase. And he's like, Axel, there's a cat in the house, Axel. And finally I got his attention by just repeatedly saying like cat really loud, that he hops off the couch. The cat got scared and kind of quickly goes into our yard. But it wasn't until the cat was in the yard that Axel got close enough and realized like, oh my gosh, there is a cat in my house. And he just went in the yard, barked and barked. The cat got in the tree, jumped over the wall. You don't belong there. And went out. But ever since that cat came in, Axel is on like full alert, thinking our house is going to be invaded with a cat. And he stays either right by one of the two sunny windows that gets really good sunlight, and he just looks out the window. Just like, this is my house. I have to protect it. And he's just watching for the cats. So he's been really loud, really barky, having that little Chihuahua side come out. Let me see. It's so funny. In this light, I actually can see the letters better through the camera than just looking up, because I have the camera a little zoomed in. I have a new magnifier glass that I got for Christmas. Actually, all the stuff that the gifts that we sent from the States have come in, and that's been really helpful. Having my light pad, that has changed the game. I work a lot faster, and I enjoy my work when I use the light pad. It's actually right here. Just, you won't be able to see all of it. Yeah, it's really thin light pad. When I originally opened it, and I talked about it, I thought it had a battery that could be charged up, and I was wrong. So I keep it plugged into an external battery, and it can run for as long as I need. But it's really good. The one thing I wasn't expecting by having the light pad is that when it's on, I can see my canvas really well, but all of the colors on my canvas pretty much just become a shadow. So I can't see the difference between a blue, a brown, a white that's already on the canvas. They're all shadowed out. I don't even know. I don't have the battery right now, so it won't work. But one time I'll do a drill with me and I'll show you that. But I'm working so much faster. This canvas is a 40 by 25. It's really not going to take that long, but I'm only getting like a chance here or there, an hour here or there every day to work on it. If I had a couple days in a row where I had an hour, some designated time, this size canvas, you could finish really, really quickly. But yeah, enjoying it. This is one of 3 customs that I have of my pup. But I think after I do this one, I've decided that I will start the Princess Ensemble, and that is a 70 by 100. So my goal will be to finish it as fast as I can before we move. Let me change colors before I start on another story. So I don't see many T's. You might, of course, I say I don't, and there it is, right there, right there. I always miss them. I always miss at least like 1 or 2 and have to go back. I know I'm not the only one like that. I'm sure everyone has that. I think I'm going to pick up with these H. Let me see, I feel like I'm like leaning into my canvas. H. I'll do that right now. On the other side of my face, there are B's and 8. And those 2 on this canvas look really similar to the point where I've caught myself messing up and I put a B on an 8 and an 8 on a B. And now when you throw in an H, that looks pretty close. If you're not like looking right over it, I've had to be a little more on the ball as I work through this canvas. Again, not a bad thing, but I've made that error already. Okay, so I'm going to focus on the few H's that I have in here. H on this canvas is 318, and it's a pretty simple gray. It's coming across on camera exactly how it looks in person, so that's a good one. So back to what I was talking about, when I finish this one, I will be switching over and I'll be doing the Princess Ensemble. That's a 70 by 100 centimeter. It will take me quite a bit of time. That's just looking at it. Even if I do an hour of designated time every day, it's going to be more than a month. And things are about to get really, really busy in our house. So an hour a day would be a stretch working on it. Now, when it comes to my knitting, I can do that really quickly because I just put it in a project bag and I can take it with me when I'm like at the kids' school and I'm waiting for the school day to end and I'm sitting in the car for that extra 5 minutes. I can knit. It's not as easy to transport a diamond painting. I mean, these 40 by 25s, they're easier. I take my diamond painting, it came on a plastic or foam roll. I take my little tray and I can go. But when you're talking about a 70 by 100 that has, I don't even remember how many colors, that's gonna be not as portable. So my goal for that diamond painting will be to finish it before we leave Tunisia. And to make my goal even more ambitious, I do not know when we are going to leave Tunisia. I know it'll be spring or summer, but it'll be coming up. But maybe that'll be good, because if I don't have that designated drive to like, oh, you should work on this, oh, go ahead and do it, you know, I might find an excuse to be like, oh, I started it, but let me just do this in a couple months once we get to our next post. And I don't want to do that. I like having a deadline to meet. So the next one will be the Princess Ensemble, and that's going to be a lot of drill with maze, but I think it's going to be really fun. And what I'm going to try and focus on, since it's 6 princesses, just doing one entire princess at a time and going from there. Yeah. This gray, it's blending in pretty nice. It's coming across well, as you can see. Again, not a color I would have thought would be in my dog's fur, but since we're getting more into a shadowy area down here, it makes total sense. I knew there, oh, here we go. I knew there was more ages. So, Axel's story. The time that Axel saved me. So this is a good story. Well, anything with Axel is a good story. But I think I previously told you that we had a lake by our house, and it was really nice, and we would just walk Axel around there. I think it ended up being like 3/4 of a mile, so it was a good distance around, and it, you know, so normal on, you know, weekend nights, weekday evenings, you'd see people, you'd see bike riders, families playing. It was just an active area. But when I would get home from work, I would go and walk Axel first thing, because he'd been inside all day, and there weren't that many people out. I would get home from work like, oh, I don't even remember, maybe 3:30, because I went in early, left early, and it wasn't that active. So one day I'm walking him, and part of this trail becomes a lot of trees. It is isolated, and I'm walking him through that area, and Axel becomes really weird. He's pulling on the leash, which he doesn't do because he's leash trained. He's trying to tug me in the way that we just came from. And I'm like, Axel, what is going on? Axel. And I'm like, I'm trying to get him to walk. I'm like, come on, buddy, let's go. You've been in the house all day. You haven't gone to the bathroom. Come on, let's go. And he was having none of it. He's like, no, I'm not going over there. And as I'm kind of clueless to why is he acting this way, I see way in the distance on the path, there was a man standing there on the side of the path, but wait, and he had his hands behind his back. Not anything unusual, just from that first look. And Axel's really, he's not moving, he's not budging, and if anything, he's starting to pull me in the other direction. And I'm like, okay. And then a second man walks out of the wooded area and walks up to his friend, or the guy. They started talking, and that first guy like turns his back to address the second man that came out of the woods. And then I see that the first guy behind his back has these huge bolt cutters. And I'm like, that is not normal for here. And I just go with Axel. I quickly turn around and I get back into my house. And I don't know what was going on, but it was really odd. He did not want me to see that he had that behind him. It was just really a really sketchy situation. And later, or that evening, or maybe even the next day, word starts spreading through the neighborhood that somebody, and now those two guys, broke into the backyards of homes, like cut their locks, went in through their fences, and like cut into their sheds, stole lawn equipment, stole just all kinds of stuff in their backyard shed. And if I remember correctly, I think they even caught those guys not too long afterwards. But how, this dog recognized something was wrong right away, and he alerted me, and I didn't even realize, I wasn't picking up on it until until he kind of made me be more aware of my surroundings. I'm like, wait a minute, there's someone in the woods with bolt cutters. This is weird. I'm turning around. But I credit Axel to that day for just being this little pup and keeping me safe. Like, if I had kept walking on that path, and then I just walk up to these two guys with bolt cutters who were in the process of, maybe that was before, they didn't have anything else with them. So maybe it was before they were about to commit a crime. This dog, Axel, saved me. He is my little dog soulmate. When I talked about that year apart, we are a bonded pair. He's my baby. And he's such a good dog. Intense story, right? I'm telling you, intense story. Bring this dog everywhere with me that I can. I think I've gone through most of the H's that I can easily see. So I'm gonna switch over. Switch to another color. So what do we have that I can see? Got some L's here. I might try and fill in these L. Get my L. L is 415. Let me show it to you on the tray. Okay, it is a lighter gray. It looks good. Let's see how it comes across on the camera. Yeah, pretty much. On camera, it might be a little bit lighter than it actually is, probably just from the sparkle from the drills, but it is a light gray. Go ahead and pop these in here. Really the lighter part of the shadow, and it looks nice. It's blending well. Okay. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go through all my Axel stories in one drill with me, but I just, funny. Here's a funny story. After that one, which is kind of intense, let's do a funny one. So when I became pregnant, and Axel knew before me. He was very clingy before I even got a positive pregnancy test for my first pregnancy. Very clingy. Always stayed close to my lap. He was cuddled up at night. At one point, like a little growling towards my husband. Like, I think I was sleeping, and he's like, don't bother her, she's tired. But I really believe Axel knew I was pregnant before I even knew, before I got a positive test. But pretty early in the pregnancy, I found out I was having twins. And we have twins now, twin girls. And my belly got so big from having twins that Axel reached a point where he couldn't like sleep on my belly. It would just be physically impossible. He'd roll over. He'd roll right off. But he would always sleep next to me on my belly. And wow, those L's went pretty fast. I delivered. I came home from the hospital, and I don't remember all the details, but we went and we all sat down in the living room, and we were just like, what do you think? How do you think Axel's going to respond? He's always been so loving and attached. I don't know if he's ever been around a baby. So we had one of the babies was still sleeping in her car seat. So we put the car seat on the living room floor, and we got Axel, and we're like, okay, buddy, you see that got a little baby here? And Axel, he's a really great dog. He kind of sniffed, and he looked, and he's like, oh, okay. Didn't do any outward signs of, being weird around a baby. But then the second girl, she wakes up and she starts crying in her car seat. And Axel just snaps his head around like, what was that? And he looks over and he saw a second car seat with another baby in it. And he just has this look on his face of what is going on. And I'm like, yeah, buddy, there's two babies. It's not just one. And he's like, oh my goodness. He was just as shocked as everybody else. He was not expecting that. And, you know, nowadays, you know, he's very loving with the kids, and sometimes they nap together. He's known them their whole lives. We've never had any issue of him like snapping or biting the kids. It's thankfully never been an issue. Putting 415 up. Oh wait, I'm glad I did that. I looked at the camera and I saw that one right there. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna put 415 up with all the L's, and I'm gonna move to the O's. And oh, is that another L? Oh, let me get that. I'm gonna move to the O's and fill those in. And here we go. O on this canvas is 648. 648. And yeah, it's another shade of gray. I feel like this is almost like a gray and a slight light brown mixed together. The color is coming across on the camera exactly how it looks in the tray, so that's really good. We have really good light right now. That's working out. I'm just going to fill in these letter O's. Perfect. Oh, see, oh, there's two H's. Some H's that I missed. I'm gonna have to go back and do those. Is that a Q? That's a Q. Okay. Fill these in. I'm still using my little singular drill pen. And my goal is to be more successful at using the 3. But I'm struggling to use the 3. I either don't get all 3 on the pen, or I don't get them lined up the way I would like on the canvas, but I'm determined to become an expert at that, and then I will be able to post any tips or tricks that I found that worked for me. Because if, you know, as someone who's still kind of a beginner at this, if I find something that works and I haven't seen it already, kind of online or out there, then if it works for me, it's got to work for somebody else. And I want to share it. So I hope soon to be so much better at the 3s. Ugh, another H. I missed so many. Okay, here's an O. And there's Q's here as well. So there's a Q. I want to make sure I don't get my O's and my Q's. Okay, got some O's up here. Snoring with his tongue out of his mouth. Tired dog. Oh, his eyes are twitching. He must be dreaming. Sorry to be so quiet. I wanted to make sure I got it on camera so you could see, because I was worried if I was loud, then it would wake him up and you wouldn't catch it. What a little goofy guy, huh? He's silly. Get this whole row of O complete. That is a C. Okay, that's not an O. Oh man, more H's. I really dropped the ball with H's, and there's another L. it's darker. It's a darker canvas, so that's my excuse of why I'm kind of struggling with that. Down here, we've got a bunch of different stuff. I'm gonna move down there. I'm gonna put my O's 648s back up. And yeah, I really see better on the camera when I take a pause and I look at the camera than I do like leaning over and trying to put all of those in. So we have a couple 4s kind of scattered in this area. Let me check out what 4 is. I don't think I've worked with that. Oh, okay. 4 is 169. I had this color. I had quite a bit of this color in my last lighthouse painting. So this is one I've seen a lot of. When at first peek, it looks, you know, it is a gray, and I want to say there's like a slight hint of a green to make it a little gray green, but I have no idea. It's coming across really well on the camera today, so whatever you guys think it is, I'm gonna go with that. I mean, it just looks like it has almost like a gray green tone. So this is number 4. I'll fill these in down there. I'm kind of scattered. And later I'll go back through and hit up all of the letters that I missed. Oh, that one popped out. No popping drills. This is a round. You can't pop out. What are you doing? I put the canvas, or I put the drill tray like right on the canvas, so my bad. It's gonna get stuck, and then I'm gonna pull it off, and drills are gonna go everywhere, so let me, oh, good. I was able to gently do that. Okay. So I have way too many crafts that I need to work on right now, but I was on AliExpress, and I just typed in Star Wars diamond paintings. And I added a few to my cart. I've never actually checked out on AliExpress, and when I do, I will shout it from the rooftops, and you'll all be able to see it, and I'll show you what I bought, and I'll show you how long it actually takes to get to me. But I might have kind of a large purchase coming up, and my birthday is not until the spring, so that is definitely gonna have to be like a treat yourself kind of thing. Because, you know, go big or go home, right? I wasn't looking at some small diamond paintings. I was looking at some larger ones. Actually, experts out there, if you are actually still watching like 45 minutes into this and you're not just so bored with me, the diamond paintings I was looking at on AliExpress, some of them had size, and you could pick square, round drills. It was actually very specific sizing. Multiple canvas sizes. And these other ones said size 1, size 2, and size 3. That's all they said. So I have no idea what those actually break down to. I was thinking if I get serious and I actually want to buy those diamond paintings soon, that I would message the seller. But have you guys seen that before on AliExpress? I mean, it doesn't tell me what the measurements are, and I read the item description. I did. I looked around the entire listing, and then I couldn't find anything. Not a single thing. I'm sure I missed some more 4s. Oh yeah, right there, like right in the middle. Missed that one. Here we go. Oh, I didn't get one on there. Okay, come here. Get on the pen. This little section. And that keeps tripping me up. It's like a triangle with a circle inside of it. I'm thinking that's a 4, but it's not. And okay, right here. Go in there. And it might be, here's another one. It might be kind of it for now. I'll need to move on, that way I can find all the 4s that I missed. I want to keep filling in this chunk over here as I go, but these are starting to be like smaller numbers here and there, or smaller bits and pieces. So I'm going to start doing that triangle with a circle in the middle that actually breaks down to 3041. There's just well, actually there's more than a few, so I will put this on my tray. And oh yeah, here we go. It is a purple. It is very much a purple. Looks, I don't know, like I don't know what you would describe that color, but it is a purple in the purple family. Let me fill these in. And checking my camera to see the ones down here. It's gotten darker as I've been working down here, so I'm having a harder time seeing it. And again, I really like my light pad, but if I put my light pad on, then you can't even see the difference between the purple one and the gray one and the gray-green one. They just all become, once they're backlit, they just all become a dark black. I don't know if that's my lighting, my light pad, but we'll figure that out over time. There we go. Oh, okay, here we go. A few more here. Is that one in there? Yes. And there. Got it. This section is filling in quite nice. A few more over here. Oh yeah, okay. So I think I've gotten most of the triangle with a square over here in this part, and it's gonna kind of start expanding all the way over into this area that I haven't worked on that much. And I want to really focus on just this spot. So even though I have more in that area, I will switch to a different color. Yeah, like I could keep going and starting to fill in all scattered through here, but I don't know. I like working in one small designated spot and trying to fill the whole thing in during my drill with me. So at the end, I feel like I've completed more. Where, let me actually turn the camera. My first one, when I did a lot of these greens, I love green. That's why I wanted to start with these colors. But then I don't feel like I made this big progress because they're checkerboarded and scattered out. But this is huge, how much I've gotten complete today. And this is, wow, like almost an hour of work that I got in on a Tuesday. No, wait, yeah. There we go. Okay. I need to go back and put some of these ones that I missed, get those in. I don't know if you guys are the same way, but when I find one that I miss, I just end up getting the little tray out, and I just kind of like stab my pen in until I eventually get one on here, which takes longer than I always think it does. And then I just fill them in that way because I don't want to take them out, fill them up, fill the tray up, put it back in. Okay, the H, I missed the H. I got a few of those that I missed. H is back to 318. Got one there, got one down there. Couple up top here. Gosh, I missed like 4, probably more. 4 that I've seen so far. And then I dropped one each right on my canvas. Still haven't found my good tweezers, so I'm just gonna pick that up with my nails. And any other H's through here that I'm missing? Okay, not at the moment. I've got a couple 7s and then this Q. Really just, oh, there's a T. Really just 2 7s. So let me find 7 and kind of poke at them. 7, since I haven't done it yet in this drill with me, 7 is 168, another color that I had frequently in my lighthouse painting. So this is one I've seen, worked with quite a bit. Where's my other 7? There we go. And then I want to hit up this Q, because I've got Q's through here. Q is 451. Another, oh, I don't even know. What would you call this one? Darker taupe, maybe? These are gonna be my Q's. Put them in. Yay! Oh, I feel like I've made a lot more progress when I have this whole kind of section fit in instead of scattered around. But again, when it's a color that I really like, I will scatter it all over just so I can do all that color over and over and over. Ooh, like 312. I really like 312. This is me going off on a tangent because I have it again. I had it at my lighthouse. I have it again in this Axel one, but 312 is a very pretty, vibrant blue. So when I get to the section that has 312, I'm just gonna put this on my tray and just work and work and work, and it'll be scattered everywhere and I won't care at all because it's so beautiful. Yep. Back to Q. I'm so scattered. These are all Q's. I saw on the news that the United States, the East Coast, got a lot of snow, and it makes me so jealous. Where we used to live in Virginia, they got a lot of snow, and the kids are outside playing, like a measurable amount of snow. Like they are building snowmen. Schools are closed. Oh, makes me jealous, makes me miss snow. But in a very surprising bit of news, sections of Tunisia received snow over the past couple weeks. Up in Maktar, it is an area with some mountains. They got some measurable snow. And one of my favorite Roman ruins is called Maktar. I think you'd spell it, oh gosh, I'm gonna spell it wrong. M-A-K-T-H-A-R. I think that's how you spell it. M-A-K-T-H-A-R. It is a beautiful Roman ruin site with a triumphant arch. It was later turned into a Byzantine fort. That one's popping out, let me fix that. So you also have a Byzantine fort in the area, on the site. Anyways, they got snow, and when you see these 1,000-year-old Roman ruins covered in snow, or you see the image of these beautiful little fluffy snowflakes falling down onto them, it was like, oh my gosh, that is a gorgeous sight. It's about, I want to say maybe 3.5 hours from Tunis, the capital. But yeah, snow in Tunisia. It has been cold here. And depending on where you're located, get ready to laugh. Our cold here in Tunis, keep in mind, we're right on the Mediterranean. Our cold here in Tunis has been about 53 degrees to about 56 degrees. So, and walking around with our big puffy jackets. And I know some of you are probably laughing at this point, like, oh my goodness, you will not believe what the temperature is where I live. But it's gonna warm up next week. We're gonna be back in the 60s, and it'll be winter, and I can wear my flip-flops and my short sleeve t-shirt because it'll be a sunny 60, 65 degree day. But it's been so chilly here. Yeah, got all these cues. Okay, what am I? Am I missing any cues? I got some G's, 9s, 5s. I will fill those in. 9, 9. Oh, I missed one of those triangle with a circle inside of it. Okay, looks like I've got most of... I missed another one. Oh, is that a cue? Got most of my cues done. Yeah, that's a cue. And that's a cue. I can move on from that. Oh, one more. I mean, if I see it, let me do that. Awesome. Cool. Huge progress today. I'm really glad this worked out. I'm glad I was able to take a long stretch of time and just do a larger drill with me. But I am going to cut it off now. We're almost at an hour and our internet has been really bad. So uploading an hour video is going to take a while. So I want to make sure that I get all that done and I don't try and do too big and then it'll just keep failing and never upload. But thank you guys. Thanks for drilling with me and listening to my fun Axel stories. If you have any questions about Axel, you can go ahead and put them down below in the comments. And instead of me just being all excited and typing a response, I will type a response and then also try and include my response in my next drill with me. But thanks guys for watching. I'm always around. Shoot me a comment, shoot me a like, subscribe, and next time we do our drill with me for Axel, I think depending on the light, if I'm able to do it during the day, I will focus on this down here darker area because I'll see it really well during the day. If it's nighttime and the light in the room is a little dimmer, I'll focus on some of these lighter colors and his fur up top. But yeah, I'll talk to you later, crafters. Bye.